Good evening and welcome to the regular scheduled meeting of the Mayor and Council. Tonight is Monday, December 17th, 2018, and by all accounts will be our last official meeting of the year. I hereby announce and request that such be included in the minutes of this meeting, that notice of the time, date, and place of the meeting has been prominently posted on the bulletin board at Borough Hall, mailed to the Times, the Star Ledger, the Courier News, and the Alternative Press by January 10th, 2018, filed with the Borough Clerk, and mailed to any person requesting the same in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act. For everyone that is here, would you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. And for those that are here, if you would remain standing for a moment of silence as we close out the year. Thank you. Mrs. McGovern, may we have a roll call, please?
Anthony Connor.
Present.
Rusty Hugo.
Present.
Tom France.
Here.
Erin McElroy-Barker.
Here.
Catherine Mitchell.
Here.
Jack Mullenor.
Here.
Colleen Moore.
Here. Thank you very much. First on our agenda would be the review and approval of minutes of meetings that the Borough Council has had. We had our regular scheduled meeting last month of November 10th, 2018. Our agenda meeting on December 3rd, 2018, and a special meeting on December 3rd, 2018. So I have a motion on that, please.
Second.
And a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. We have one appointment as we round out this year, and we are making a Recreation Commissioner alternate number 4, who will be filling a spot that is open for 1 year. Hamani Pendry is a young lady who has been volunteering for a very long time and comes highly recommended off the commission. And I just have like to have a motion on that.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Before we get into our regular scheduled business, tonight is Councilman Jack Mullenar's last meeting up here on the dais, serving the Borough Council. So as such, we wanted to publicly thank Jack for all of his years with an S, because Jack has served the Borough of Fanwood quite commendably, with passion and heart, and just great dedication, and has been by my side literally up here on the dais and out in Fanwood, making it a community that it is today from the very beginning. So Jack, we have a couple things for you. Councilman, do you want to start, or you want?
You want to start?
I'll start. Okay. All right.
I can start.
No? So, okay. So Jack, why don't you come over here first? Okay. So first of all.
Do you need a pen?
No, okay. So first of all, Jack gets to have his name engraved up here on the plaque that sits here in Borough Hall. And what's really nice about this is it basically is an appreciation and dedication for all of those residents who have come before Jack and have served here on the Borough Council. And it really is touching, because there have been so many great men and women that we have served together. And I just thought, so Jack started his public service career here in Fanwood in 2004 and served from 2004 to 2006, and then got called back 2016 to 2018. And during that time, he's
longer than that.
Isn't it? I thought it was longer than that, right?
Yeah.
How many? All right,
So we can edit that again.
I didn't do the 5. But you served with Andrew Calamaris, who was up here, and Joe Higgins, and Bill Populus in 2000 and... That's
Never
not
served
right.
with Bill.
That's right.
I've served with 15 council
Bruce
people.
Walsh,
I did a count today.
Bruce Walsh,
Yes. yes.
Donna Dulce,
Joe Higgins.
Dave
Mike
Valiant.
Brennan.
yep, Mike Valiant, Joan Wheeler,
Not Dave Valiant.
God rest her soul, Joan Wheeler, Mike Such, Anthony Parenti.
Not Mike.
Oh, you weren't here?
No, I.
So this isn't really going over the way I planned.
That's okay. You should, that's why I like history, and that's okay.
Getting that
So,
wrong. Kevin Boris?
Kevin Boris, absolutely. Yes, very good. Stuart Klein, Andy Calamaris, Mike Brennan, Kathy Mitchell, Anthony Parenti, Tom Krantz, Anthony Carter, Aaron McRae Barker, Rush Ugel, Kevin Boris, Joan Wheeler, Bruce Walsh.
Okay, so
I
you
think-
didn't need me for
Not
that.
Maybe you should let him.
Yeah, I was gonna say, didn't really need me for that. All right, well,
And I've just been on for my second term, so this is 9 years.
so 9 years. So, okay, we'll start that over.
That's okay. We can.
That's right.
That's why I'm here.
I don't know, you shouldn't be going anywhere. So for the first, we have a proclamation here, a joint legislative resolution from our State Senator Nick Scutari and our Assemblyman Jim Kennedy and Linda Carter that basically commends Jack as being a highly esteemed resident of the Garden State, and you are being saluted upon your conclusion of a distinguished tenure of service as a member of the Borough of Fanwood Council, and has exemplified the true meaning of being a selfless public servant. And you have an extensive record that has inspired civic leadership and has earned Jack Molinar the deepest respect and admiration of the citizens of his community. Currently serving with distinction in his third term with Fanwood Council, and as council president has made significant contributions to the Recreation Commission as its liaison, to the Environmental Commission, Historic Preservation, Board of Education as a liaison, has shared his wisdom and expertise as a member of local land use board. Planning and Jack are synonymous, and as the family liaison to the Union County Transportation Advisory Board. Jack is a graduate of Montclair University and Rutgers, and he has enjoyed a superb career of more than 3 decades in operational management, transportation planning, land use, community planning, parking management, and he imports his knowledge as a senior director of transportation services at Rutgers University. And Jack is a true friend of each and every one of us up here, literally, and is a true friend of Fanwood. So on behalf of your elected leaders in Trenton, I want to give you that. That is nice, and there's 2 copies.
Wow.
And we also have a resolution here for you, and we have 2 gifts, of which one got lost on the way here, so we'll have to impart you on the gift, but
Is it in your car?
no, it's not in my car. Since you already had the seal, we were trying to think of
Yes.
what to give you. So we thought we would give you a very nice pen and pen
This
set
is very
that you
nice.
could put
Wow.
on your desk, and that we have another little gift that is coming, that
Hopefully tomorrow.
hopefully tomorrow.
Thank you.
It
This
got lost on its way, but we wanted to give you
Wow.
just a little
Thank you very much.
token of our appreciation. And I know that Councilman Ugel,
Okay, that's my cue.
Go ahead, Sam.
So, normally, I'm not a big fan of these self-congratulatory things, but for you, we'll make an exception.
Thank you.
So, Jack Molinar, what can we say? You're the engine that drives the council. You're the straw that stirs the drink. You're the wind beneath our wings.
Oh, jeez.
I
You weren't
wanna-
gonna sing.
No, I'm not singing, but everybody on council has a Jack Molinar not on council survival kit.
Ah.
So everybody on council, including the mayor, we didn't want to forget the mayor,
thank you.
has a survival kit. And in the survival kit, you will find lifesavers, because you're a lifesaver. You will find Hershey's Kisses, because what's saying goodbye without a kiss?
And I'm sweet.
Hold on,
Right?
hold on, I wanna get, oh, yeah, Hershey
Little
Kiss.
tissues in case
Tissues.
somebody gets verklempt up here at the last meeting. And of course, a picture of Jack in
My
case
favorite
we
part.
all miss him while he's gone with his favorite fedora on his head.
And look what, he's behind the train
Right.
station.
Right, by the train station.
That's an,
So that's in case we all get lonely without Jack on council, we could just sort of hang his picture there on the dais.
Okay.
This would not be complete if we did not thank Joanna
Yes.
for
Yes.
his lovely wife, Joanna, for sharing him with us for all these years. Joanna, he's all yours now. So the other thing I just wanted to present to you is a gift here. There's a couple of gifts. There's the best gift, I think, of all, which is a autographed picture of me.
Wow.
And just in case you...
In case I miss you, with your hat on too.
Yes, with my hat.
all the best for us.
And
All the best.
a bottle of something to ease the pain of not being on council anymore.
Thank you very much, wow.
So hopefully you will appreciate these gifts. And I would just like to close by saying, don't hold on to that picture. I just want to close by saying this has been a lighthearted thing. We really do appreciate your service. You really did a lot of good things for Fanwood over the years. Too many things for me to enumerate or list here or itemize. We all know what they are, but I will quote Bruce Springsteen, who said, "You can't start a fire without a spark," and I'm glad that you were the spark that started everything for Fanwood. So thank you, and we'll give you a round of applause. All yours.
Okay, I have to grab something. I made notes, which I never do. See, I was prepared for that, that's how I knew how many council people, because I actually made a list of all of them. And since I went through that already, I'm not gonna go through that again. But being I love history, and that's why I'm glad to go to the historic preservation. That's up to you guys, if you appoint me, I hope so. But we do have those plaques here. It has every single council person who's ever been here, and it has the dates. We also have a mayor's plaque up there, which is also very cool. So these things to me is very cool. So I made some notes of why I did this and why it was kind of fun, and I'm glad I'm at the end of this. One thing, the reason I did this originally, because I am a transportation planner, city planner, and I didn't like where the downtown was or where it was going. That was the reason I ran. That was why I wanted to get involved. Well, I can actually now say, well, I think I'm happy with it. I can leave it and be happy and walk away from it and be satisfied. So that's another reason why I don't need to be on council anymore. I've done the job I wanted to do. I can now do other things. I made some other notes of some cool things. I don't know if you realize this, over the last 15 years, we've built over new sidewalks, I think just a little bit over a mile of new sidewalks have been built in Fanwood. As a pedestrian, I like focus on pedestrian design. That is really cool that we've been able to do that. And there's more that we should do, but that's only in the last 6 years. It's about a mile. So that's incredible. Some of the things I learned while I was here, Fanwood, your council, the councils I've been on, and everyone that's here, we are frugal. We are cheap. And just keep that in mind. We do pinch pennies here, and I did learn that when I was here. I also learned it's very hard to get anything done in a small town, and it's sometimes very easy to get things done in a small town, and everything in between. There is a lot of minutia involved with being on council and being involved with government. I'm not going to miss some of that, but I'll miss some. I won't miss a lot. Some things I'm really glad we did. Obviously, the downtown is way, way up there. I'm glad about the recycling. I can walk away and go, yes, that was an amazing thing that we got done. The hardest thing, everyone here knows what was the hardest thing for me.
Three-way stop.
Three-way stop sign, thank you, thank you. That was the hardest thing for me.
One little
And now, moving forward, these are the things I see as what is on your plate as mayor and council. We need more sidewalks. You have hopefully a new library building, a new public works garage, and we need to remodel the administration building. those are the things that Fanwood, I see as Fanwood is going to be doing going forward over the next 10 years. There's a lot of things Fanwood has to do, but we always do it pragmatically and cheaply and step by step because that's the way we have to do it. So I thank everyone in here. I'm not going to go through individually because that's going to take too long and I won't be good at that. But I'm not going anywhere, as you know. I will hopefully be on the planning board and historic preservation, so I'll still be involved. I just won't be sitting here anymore.
And
So,
Rec Commission and Environmental Commission.
thank you.
Okay. Oh, so we have our volunteer of the month, which I left mine. There we go. Hold on a second. Okay. So it's a nice tribute to you and a send-off, but I think I can safely say for all of us, I don't think we could adequately ever really describe what you've meant to us here at the council over the years and to each and every one of us, politically, professionally, governmentally, civically, and we're glad to know you, Jack Molinar. So our volunteer of the month, every month we take a moment to publicly thank a member of our community for going what we think is above and beyond the call of duty or just being a public participant in making our community better. And tonight we don't necessarily have an individual as we have an organization. And tonight we are going to publicly thank the Terrell Road Bible Chapel, who for us has been a great neighbor and a great friend because it had been a polling place where our residents in districts 4 and 5 had gone to vote for over 20 years. So I'd like to call forward Alan Wilkes, that is here representing the Terrell Road Bible Chapel. And for those who know the little church on Terrell Road, they began as a small meeting, what began as a small meeting in 1870 in Plainfield, became a church body in 1931 and moved to its present location in 1957. And for over 100 years, Terrell Road has served the community of Fanwood and the greater New Jersey area with the desire to share the love of God. So the Terrell Road Bible Chapel is a fellowship of Christians who make up a small part of the one true church established by the Lord Jesus Christ. And they have established youth nights, Bible study, men's prayer meetings. And as I said, they have been a very good neighbor to all of us by opening up their doors for over 20 years to us as a polling place. And this past year, the Union County Board of Elections had told us earlier in the year that they would be moving the polling location out due to ADA accessible issues, I believe. So, but we didn't want to just let that go unnoticed, and we wanted just to say thank you. So we have a little token for our appreciation. So this is a print of our historic train station that we give out, and we always consider it to be the jewel of Fanwood. And so we wanted to publicly give this to you to hang in the church and to thank each and every one of you and your congregant for being a good neighbor to us here in Fanwood.
Great, that's beautiful, thank you.
You're welcome. To just say a little about the church?
Well, if the state ever changes its mind, you're welcome back to
Thank you.
vote again, and everybody's welcome to come.
Thank
If
you.
like,
Thank you.
Come to any of our meetings.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Our last presentation, I'd like to, which is really fitting for the end of the year, that we would call up our town historian, Joe Nagy.
I may name you, Colin.
Yes, you need help? Yeah.
You just put that down for a moment.
wrote everything down because of my age. I'm always fearful that I'll forget. My being here at the moment involves a monthly practice of the Fanwood Council dating back to 2007, the presentation of an award to a Fanwoodian called the Volunteer of the Month. I have a history with the award that goes back to 1995, when Fanwood celebrated its first centennial, and Linda Stender was our mayor. As a member of the Centennial Committee, I was involved with the committee's decision to have a legendary artist, Harry Devlin, a resident of Mountainside, produce a pencil sketch version of the Fanwood Railroad Station. His studio was located in a reconstructed barn of a historic home where he lived with his wife, who authored children's books with him. He was one of the nicest human beings to inhabit this earth. The Centennial Committee put the copies of Harry Devlin's pencil art up for sale, but the response was less than we had hoped for. They rested comfortably on a storage shelf until some 11 years later, when we became an integral part of your Volunteer of the Month program. I would be honored if you would accept these two books of art authored by Harry Devlin that he gave to me as a remembrance of the 3 meetings that I had with him. Inside one of the books is a copy of the obituary, which was in the Star Ledger, that details his achievements as a legendary artist. Just hold on. There's more to come.
Well, that's just the initial.
It would be a special honor for me if you would accept Harry Devlin's sketch rendition of a pencil sketch rendition of Fanwood's Railroad Station that you have been given to me 3 years ago as a Volunteer of the Month. It is the same as you've been awarding to volunteers for 13 years, except for one difference. It contains on the backside the written words of my acceptance.
Oh, it does.
I would read it if you want to, me to, or,
Sure, if you want to.
okay? Almost 54 years ago, while living in Metuchen, I was looking for another house to replace my small Cape Cod for our family of 5. I saw an advertisement in the Courier News for a 3-bedroom split level with a double garage and a screened-in porch in the town of Fanwood. It was exactly what I was looking for. The price was $27,500. It was above my ceiling of $25,000. My annual salary was $13,000. I was conflicted as I pondered the pros and cons of buying it. My guardian angel came to my rescue with a whisper, "Go for it." So were sown the seeds of my love affair with Fanwood, a small town, a special town of caring, friendly people, a family town that invariably will give you back more than you can possibly give to it. To illustrate, if after you make a 911 call, sometimes seconds, not minutes elapse, and your doorbell rings with a policeman standing there ready to administer first aid, while an ambulance with dedicated volunteer medical technicians is on the way to render help. When one is well into the 9th century of life, time gradually diminishes one of one's physical and mental capabilities to continue to serve. But the desire to do so never declines, nor the pride and satisfaction you feel for being one of the many dedicated people, starting with Fanwood's founding fathers and the succeeding generation, especially councils and mayors, who have served our community down through the annals of time to make it the uncommonly attractive and desirable place we call our home. It has been as much a privilege as it has been an honor to to continue to serve in my chosen home community, and it is a much appreciated honor in these, the sunset years of my life, to be recognized as a volunteer in my family. I have always treasured your unspoken but visible reaction to it. Do you remember?
I remember. I was very visibly moved.
This time, you were a recipient, not a volunteer, but our mayor, the longest serving mayor in Fanwood history. As I can state from experience, the retired years of one's life are partly one of reminiscence. You indulge yourself with pleasant memories of useful work, and you've done with good people as your partners. I hope this work of art, the symbol of many Fanwoodians' contribution to our community, will serve you many moments of pleasure memories, both for now and during your time of reminiscence.
Thank you. Thank you. I feel like it all comes full circle. That's really nice and really fitting, you know, with Jack. Yeah, I know, exactly. Okay, we're done.
Here, I'll stop you out here.
This is what he looks like. Thank you, Joe. Thank you for coming out, and thank you for making the last meeting of 2018 extra special. I'll move on to presentation of communications and referrals. We have one piece of communication that I'd like to move as noted.
So moved. Second.
All in favor? Aye. Under our standing committee reports, Councilman Krantz.
I'm going to move the tax collector's report. Our year-to-date collections so far, $5,889,172.72. We've collected 98.39% of this year's tax.
Okay.
Moving that, looking for a second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Anything else, Councilman Krantz?
No, not at this time.
Councilman Carter?
Yes, happy holidays, everyone. This is the monthly report for November 2018 from our Fanwood Police Department. Total calls for police assistance through CAD system, 2,969. Total calls for police assistance through 911 terminal, 3. Motor vehicle stops for various violations, 396. Total number of summonses issued, 417. Moving violation summonses, 68. Non-moving violation summonses, 293. Parking summonses, 56. And there were 0 DWIs, thankfully. Total adult arrest, 7. Arrest on warrants, 4. CDS, 2. And motor vehicle identification, 1. There were 0 juvenile arrest. Total crimes reported, 7. They were thefts, larceny, 2. Disorderly persons, 2. Burglaries, 2. Criminal mischief, 1. And that concludes our report from our Fanwood Police Department for the month of November 2018. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Miller?
Okay, first the fire chief sent me a report. They had 33 calls for the month of November, no injuries reported. He also told me that Christmas tree sales were a huge success.
Yeah.
Sold over 700 trees in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
The large elf delivery detail was also a huge success.
Yes.
The large elf made close to 400 stops,
Wow.
delivered over 1,200 gifts.
It's really late, so I get flying.
So, yes, so that was another big success and kept with the tradition of, they've been doing that for years, so congratulations, guys. Good work. Public Works, going out as a chair of Public Works, and one of the things I asked Clint to do just 2 days ago, and he did it. There was a speed sign that was wrong on Martine heading south southerly. Right at the T intersection of Martine and Seville, and that the speed limit said 40, and that was wrong, because right after that, after you got past King, it said 35. So if you were in downtown Fanwood, you would see 30, then it would be 40, then it would be 35, and that was the wrong sign for many years. It kept driving me crazy that it wasn't replaced, so I sat there on Friday, and I came back, I was away for the weekend, and I came back on Sunday, and it said 35 now.
All right.
Yay. So now I can really leave, once that was done. That sign is now fixed. I know that was bothering everyone else, kind of like the OCD at the Holland Tunnel issues.
They changed it.
Yes, they did. I believe they are. They're planning to change it, yes. Thank goodness. So yes, they installed some new signs around the borough this past month. They've been, obviously, they did lots of leaf pickup. They had a snowstorm. They've installed the salt spreaders on their trucks. And for the year for recycling, we have 716.75 tons of material have been collected for 2018.
That sounds like a lot.
It does sound like a lot.
It's more than last year.
We know what last year was.
Yeah. it's more
I don't have it in front of me. But it was more than we had before we did curbside. This week, the planning board is meeting on Wednesday night, and there is a large application is in front of us for development at the Young's Paint site at the intersection of Terrell and South. So this is that building has been there a long, long time, and it probably was built as a ramshackle shack originally, because I don't think it was architecturally, it was just set up to do some typical things. And it's been there for, I don't know, Joe, maybe 80 years or more, Young's Paint, Joe? That building has been there a long time. Anyway, so there is a plan development that the planning board will be looking at on Wednesday night for the Young's Paint site. And that concludes my report.
Councilman Udall?
Thank you, Mayor. Historic Preservation did not meet in December, so I decided to spend a couple of days in Santa's workshop, so,
Have we made that happen?
yes.
Councilwoman McElroy Parker?
Rec met and is meeting tomorrow for their annual meeting / holiday gathering. But the last meeting was 11/28. Bob reported that they had just recently received their Recreation Trust Fund grant check of $40,000, so they were grateful for that. The holiday celebration was Sunday, December 2nd from 3 to 5, and despite the horrendously awful, yucky day it was, attendance was great. I think we actually are busting out of our current tent and we'll start to need a bigger one next year. So I think everything went well, everyone seemed happy, and it went off well, right?
That was great.
Okay.
That was great.
I want to say kudos to Fabio's and Lightbridge. They both sent people. Lightbridge donated people to take the pictures all day. Fabio's has been very eager to participate in community events and donated a bunch of pizzas and garlic knots, which made everybody happy. And then there was the high school choir that sang. So there's a lot of groups that came. There were Boy Scouts that came to volunteer. There were a lot of groups that came to volunteer, and I think that makes it a much easier event to manage and a lot more fun for everybody. So we appreciate everybody's help with that. There really wasn't much else in the meeting. No, that's not true. So Forest Road Park renovation did finally get their report. I assume, Antonius, you've seen this. And there were a couple areas in the executive summary. This is the environmental report that we've been waiting for a few months, that will need to be addressed, but none of them seem all that serious. So hopefully they get handled easily.
Where is that report?
Where I report up in the office.
Do we have to submit it?
It's this big. CME's going to submit it. They will submit it. They're going to test, they're still going to test the areas.
Yeah, they have to test the soil in the baseball field, it just needs inspection from what I understand, and the other issue was, there was a concrete slab that there used to be a shed on, and the shed was removed, and so the inspectors wanted to know what the purpose of the concrete slab, so it just needs to be explained. So what we could have faced, I mean, it's really,
So we
It's not
did
so bad.
2 environmental, I guess, impact studies, or we had to do. One was for the nature center, and one was for Forest Row Park. So the nature center, where is that? Is that submitted?
I just need a signature. I'll bring it over.
Oh,
You're going to change the form.
Yeah, I have the form changed. I wanted to print out a whole set for you. I'll bring it Wednesday morning when I'm back in town,
Okay.
and we'll send it out this week.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, it's gotta
But
be good,
that
right?
report, I expect no issues.
Okay, and it's the same thing with the Forest Row Park when it has to go down
Forest
somewhere?
Road Park, they're going to test it, they're going to do like a test for each 2 acres of property on the park, in the park area.
I was only told, but I didn't see the executive summary, Bob reported on it, I was told the baseball field specifically, but,
Yeah, well, it's the whole, I think it's the whole park, but basically the field.
okay.
But they're giving us a proposal very shortly, and as soon as we do that.
But can't we send, can we send down the report though?
Yes, we
that
can.
will- Okay,
Yes, we can.
okay, thank you.
Yeah, so, oh, no, but, at the meeting, they said that TNM was working with the borough to get records of the soil testing that they believe was already done in that area, so as not to have to repeat it.
There was no soil testing. Back
Oh.
then, it was done in
Okay,
early 2000s. There was some fill, and
no testing,
there was no testing.
We
Oh.
found the paperwork?
okay.
There was no paperwork. I mean, I could go into that if you want.
No, at the time of this meeting, Bob thought that that was gonna replace the
Yeah,
need to
that's
have it
right.
tested, but I guess not. And that was it. Now we head into quiet time for the rest, so,
Which is nice.
winter.
Job well done. And Councilwoman Mitchell?
I've not that much to report tonight. The seniors did meet, however, there was no business. It was their annual Christmas party. And that was at Snuffy's, and everyone had a very good time. The ministerium met, but there was no business either there. We met at the Board of Ed, and we were entertained by various groups of children, besides having lunch. And I just want to, I don't usually bring up the ministerium, but as part of the ministerium, as an offshoot of that, they started the Martin Luther King Day of Service. So this is a public service announcement. St. Bart's and Immaculate Heart of Mary Church, where I belong, are going to have Seniors Day again at Immaculate Heart. Any senior in the community on Martin Luther King Day is welcome to Immaculate Heart. We will be having lunch and bingo with prizes. The last prize last year was a $100 bill.
Nice.
So, I don't know what all the prizes will be so far. But anyway, and we will be putting, notices on bulletin boards and church bulletins, things like that. And so, Joe, if you and Claire would like to come, I would love to have you. And also anybody else here or out in the audience who is a senior, you're more than welcome. Just let us know if you're coming, okay? Because I don't want to prepare for 50 and have 150 show up, because then we'd be very embarrassed. That wouldn't be good. So I would just like some ballpark figure of how many people are coming. And that's between, St. Bart's and Immaculate Heart. That's how we are giving back on Martin Luther Day. Let me see, I do have a rescue squad report. This is for the month of November. They had 73 calls. Sick persons 21, advanced medical support 11, falls 11, respiratory, cardiac, or stroke 10, trauma or motor vehicle 8, let me see, and then there were fire rehab 3, cardiac arrest 2, a medical alarm once. Most of the calls that needed to go to the hospital went to Overlook. People needed oxygen 4 times. And they did a lot of standby work in the month of November. They did some standby work at 2 funerals in town. They were also stood by at the Fanwood Scotch Plains Community Against Hate event at the Jewish Community Center. And they were at the Interfaith Council Thanksgiving at the temple. And the top responders this month were Ed Windsor, Adam Micus, and Nick Tripodi. So we do thank them for their service. Shade Tree and Environmental have not yet met this month. And I think that's it.
Thank you, Councilwoman. No special committee reports, payment, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, sorry. We're going to talk about the presentation of claims, Councilman Krantz.
Thanks, Mayor. I move claims in the amount of $172,190.47, having been listed on the bill list and recorded in the files of the Borough Hall and approved by the chairman of the appropriate committee.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
May I have a roll call?
Tom Cruise,
Yes.
Catherine Mitchell,
Yes.
Anthony Coder.
Yes.
Russell Hugo.
Yes.
Aaron McElroy-Walker.
Yes.
Jack Miller.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. No auditing of claims by resolution. Can I have a motion to open the meeting to the public?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'd like to call forward any members of the public that wish to make a comment at this time. Seeing that there isn't any, may I have a motion to close the meeting to the public?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. No old business. Under the consent agenda, we have 3 resolutions.
Yeah, I'll move the consent agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Under new business, Councilman Krantz.
Thanks, Mayor. I move Resolution 18-12-201. This approves a drunk driving grant under Chapter 159.
Second.
Roll call. I have a motion and a second. May I have a roll call?
Tom Cruise,
Yes.
Russell Hugo.
Yes.
Anthony Coder.
Yes.
Aaron McElroy-Walker.
Yes.
Catherine Mitchell.
Yes.
Jack Miller.
Yes.
Motion carried.
I move Resolution 18-12-202. This is approval of Chapter 159, the agreement with Garwood's DPW.
Second.
May I have a roll call, please?
Tom Cruise,
Yes.
Catherine Mitchell.
Yes.
Anthony Coder.
Yes.
Russell Hugo.
Yes.
Aaron McElroy-Walker.
Yes.
Jack Miller.
Yes.
Motion carried.
I move Resolution 18-12-203. This authorizes a municipal alliance grant application.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Tom Cruise.
Yes.
Catherine Mitchell.
Yes.
Anthony Coder.
Yes.
Russell Hugo.
Yes.
Aaron McElroy-Walker.
Yes.
Jack Miller.
Yes.
Motion carried.
I move Resolution 18-12-205. This authorizes us to cancel the sewer utilities unexpended balances.
Second.
May I have a roll call, please?
Tom Cruise.
Yes.
Catherine Mitchell.
Yes.
Anthony Coder.
Yes.
Russell Hugo.
Yes.
Aaron McElroy-Walker.
Yes.
Jack Miller.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Move Resolution 18-12-206. This authorizes us to transfer funds in the 2018 operating budget.
Second.
I have a second. May I have a roll call, please?
Tom Cruise.
Yes.
Catherine Mitchell.
Yes.
Anthony Coder.
Yes.
Russell Hugo.
Yes.
Aaron McElroy-Walker.
Yes.
Jack Miller.
Yes.
Motion carried.
And finally, I move Resolution 18-12-207. This authorizes the cancellation of sewer utility overpayments and delinquencies less than $10.
Second.
May we have a roll call, please?
Tom Cruise.
Yes.
Catherine Mitchell.
Yes.
Anthony Coder.
Yes.
Russell Hugo.
Yes.
Aaron McElroy-Walker.
Yes.
Jack Miller.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay.
On the table.
Yeah, we're gonna table the resolution for the towing license
Okay,
there.
sure.
We have to check something out on it.
Okay,
Okay?
that's fine.
We'll do it in January.
Okay. Do I need a motion?
Motion.
Move the table. I'll move the table.
Second.
I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. That was your last,
Well, not necessarily.
You got something?
You got some?
No.
Okay.
I thought it'd be great for me to move to table something for next year when I won't be here to comment on it.
There's always a motive.
With that, can I have a motion to open the meeting again to the public?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'd like to call forward any members of the public that wish to make a comment at this time. Just need you to come forward to the podium and please just state your name and address for the record.
It's gonna give this out as
I'm Joseph DeSantis. My address is 14 Ball Place.
Good evening.
How you doing?
Thank you. He's here for your badge of government service. That's what he's the only
Oh, wow.
citizen.
Very nice.
All right.
All right, give us your troop information, the school you attend, what grade you're presently in.
I'm a part of Troop 33. I go to Park Middle School, and I'm in the 8th grade.
Nice
All right,
young
thank
How do you
lady.
spell your last name,
He's
Joseph?
my guest, so I'm gonna shake his hand.
DESANTIS.
DS capital,
Yes.
DE capital SANTIS. Thank you.
Very nice.
Hold on, Joseph.
Hold on, we're gonna get a picture here so that you can definitely see.
Coach.
Then it'll be official. Teach me how to do it.
Okay,
Make
ready?
a knot. Give me a handshake.
All right, look over
Is this an
here.
official
Look
scout
up.
shake?
Over here, Joseph. Joseph, they- over
Right.
get over here.
Now over here.
Joseph. Hold on. There you go. Thank
way.
you.
Joseph, was that troop 33 or 133?
33.
33, thank you very much.
Congratulations, thank you for coming. All right, anytime.
And with that, can I have a motion to close the meeting to the public?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We have council comments. We have to go into a quick executive session, and then we are adjourned. So, Councilman Kranz.
Hi, I would like to thank Jack for his service to us, and thank Jack for coming up with the bright idea of having me run for council. Twice, actually. This first time I was on the fence, the second time I said yes. It's been a real education. What I learned from Jack is something that I learned from actually a politician from another party in another place who I saw interviewed on TV once, who was asked, what's the most important thing you need to do as somebody in politics? And he said the most important thing you need to do is act on what you believe. No matter what anybody says, no matter how crazy they think you are, if you really strongly believe in something, carry it forward and you'll always do well. Jack has, I would say, done that on several fronts. The three-way stop sign was probably the most recent battle, but he made that happen and he did what he needed to do to make that happen. I guess the bigger one that really happened, I think, in large part because Jack moved it from the discussion phase was recycling, the curbside recycling. You know, we were talking about that for years, and you know, it was Jack who actually moved it to the table, got the resolution going, and got us really moving on it. So I appreciate that, and I appreciate everything I've learned from you, and I'm glad you're still going to be around. Great.
Councilman Carter.
Oh, wow, this is pretty amazing. So Jack's 2 for 2 now on people he roped into this, all right? So one is, has served a tremendous career and has made us proud, and I'm pretty new at this. I hope I can come close to what Councilman Krantz has done to this point. And outside of that, you've also created, due to your brain trust and the development downtown, which is incredible, we now have formed a parking subcommittee to address the parking in the lot behind the buildings. But there is sufficient parking, and thanks to Jack also, in the interim, there is a, do we call it a moratorium on any kind of parking violations in that lot behind our businesses there, until such time that Jack and his subcommittee can continue the development of the parking plan. So,
Merry Christmas, Jack.
another thing, so you know Jack is not going anywhere anytime soon, and I wouldn't have it any other way. So thank you again for your service. Happy holidays to everyone.
Thanks. Councilwoman.
Well, you did not rope me in. There was another person before you who did that, whose name is Bill Populous.
Well, that's who wrote me.
Goes around, comes around, I
The
guess.
Godfather. The Godfather wrote me in.
And I've had the pleasure of working with you both times. So you seem to have made a comment in the past month or so that I didn't like you.
No, because you like my brother better.
Absolutely, that's who I'm
And that
gonna miss,
person.
I'm gonna miss Gary, okay? Above everything, I'm gonna miss Gary.
He is the
I gotta
favorite. He is the favorite.
There's the quote of the night.
Yeah, he is the favorite, so I understand. That's okay.
That's an inside joke amongst us. Jack, I know you're gonna be around, but I will remember you for many things, one of which is the three-way stop sign, which every time I come to,
You think of me.
because unless I try
That's one
to
way to
avoid
put
it, the language that comes out under my breath. I think of you immediately.
You know what, that's what I needed.
I do that. So, but anyway, you will be missed, and I think you and the mayor have done a great job with the downtown. It's something that I think most of us probably really couldn't envision. But when you look back at it and you see what the town looked like before all of this, you know that we've come a gazillion degrees, so thank you.
Thank you.
And to those of you, I just want to wish happy holidays, and to those of you, however you celebrate happy holidays, I celebrate Christmas, so Merry Christmas.
Councilwoman?
Oh, you're not saying you get to go last, right? So Jack is the one who wrote me in, so now he's 3 for 3. Jack and Colleen, you don't get away with just being Jack. I clearly didn't know what I was signing up for, but thankfully Jack has been sitting next to me for 3 years, and only he knows how many questions I've asked in that time. I think maybe he's keeping track. But
I lost count.
I feel educated and prepared.
Good.
Not happy that you're going, but at least somewhat more prepared than I was 3 years ago. So in all honesty, I have made a good friend, and I think you've been amazing for this town, and you are truly who you are, and you're honest, and you're a really good guy. And I know I don't tell you that much because you're a sarcastic good guy, but you're still a really good guy. And what's great about you, though, is that your motives are pure, and you want what you believe is best for all, and I have tremendous respect for that.
Thank you.
So I really appreciate everything you've done for me on council, and obviously for Fanwood, and I'll miss you a lot. So hopefully Trish is a decent replacement. We'll have to see. No, I'm kidding. Only kidding if you're watching this, Trish. But yeah, anyway, so I'm sure I'll see you plenty, right?
No, absolutely.
Councilman?
Thank you, Mayor. Let's see, first I want to say happy holidays to everybody. Happy Hanukkah if you celebrate it. Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy New Year. May everybody have peace and joy in the new year and health. And to Jack, Jack did not wrote me in, just for the record. It was the mayor who wrote me in. But I think I've said enough for one evening, Jack, and he's nodding. I would just reiterate, you're the wind beneath my wings, you're the spark in the fire. You get
all those things.
I would just reiterate all those. But just in conclusion, we're saying goodbye to you, and we're saying goodbye to 2018. The French have 2 different ways to say goodbye. And when they say au revoir, that means that they don't expect to see the person again. So we're going to say au revoir to 2018. When they expect to see the person again, they say a bientôt. So to Jack, a bientôt. Good evening.
What about the white flag?
That's this.
And then I'll save the last council comments for Councilman Jack Mullen.
So one thing I can remember about you, Kathy, is that the first time I ran for council and lost, it was only you and Mike Brennan here on council as the Democrats, and Kathy wanted, she needed company is what she told us, and she needed us to get on council because she felt lonely. So I hope you don't feel lonely anymore, Kathy.
No,
I
no.
think
Thank you, Jack.
we've got you enough company now.
Thank you, Jack.
So I'm glad we were able to do that for you.
Wow, that's putting it in perspective.
Yes.
And I've told this story a lot, but Don Dulce and I ran and lost the year before, and then we ran again the following year, and the party found this other woman to run for mayor, and we thought she was just going to lose horribly. And Don and I were ready just to go on with that. But, you know, she won, so then, you know, I've had to work with her for the past 15 years. So, which has been fun because we got a lot done. So more than I ever thought we'd ever get done in the downtown. So it's truly incredible what's been done down there. Planners throughout the state and the country are amazed by what this little town did. So that's cool. Two more things. The parking subcommittee. I always tell people about downtowns that you know you have a successful downtown when you have a parking problem.
Yes.
We don't have one yet.
Yeah.
We're getting closer.
Yes.
Because no one ever goes, oh, you know, it's kind of the Yogi Berra. No one goes there. That place is too crowded. No one goes there anymore. No matter what town has a parking problem, they have a parking problem. People are still going there. That's why they have a parking problem. So there's that. Also, I'd rather have buildings than asphalt. So the other one is, the one thing I've always lived by is you have to leave it better than what you found it, and I think I've done that. So that's why I'm done.
Yes, really nice, and as I said, this is our last meeting of the year. To all our volunteers, thank you. To our fire department, who always goes 100% in December, from delivering Santa to our tree lighting, to being the elves that go around to deliver 400 homes, and to all the good boys and girls, to stepping up over the last several years for all the trees that they have sold to help out the organization there. The fire department, our volunteer fire department, are really great Fanwood residents and Scotch Plains residents that are there, and I want to thank them for that. To our rescue squad, to all the boards and commissions, and to each and every one of you on council. To Antonius, another good year under our belts together. Thank you for all that you have done for us. You do deserve a round of applause because you really do answer to almost all of us, and you put yourself out there and you make yourself available all the time to all our residents. To Daniel McCarthy, our fearless borough attorney, thank you for a great year. As I always say, I think that you're one of the smartest guys I know, and so I'm very glad that you work with us and to solve all the things that we find ourselves in at all levels, so thank you for that. And to Eleanor McGovern, thank you again for a great year as our borough administrator, who takes care of us on a day-to-day basis, and to all of our staff. And to Jack, you know, this is what I would say, you've heard a lot of great things about Jack Molinar, and I've had the pleasure of knowing him for close to 16 years. My son Liam will be 16 January 15th, and I think I was pregnant with Liam when I met Jack.
No, you
right after, just right after.
I met you right after you had me.
I can't ever get it right.
That's what I'm here for.
I bet you when you were pregnant.
But what I want the community to know is that when you take a look at all the great things that make up the borough of Fanwood, and you smile, and you look at the streets, and you look at the mile of sidewalks, which is an awesome thing, and you look at the beautiful buildings that people have really love our downtown and are proud, and people who are outside of our town are amazed by what this little town has done. Please thank Jack, because he has been by my side from the very moment, and we have become great friends. We have become great government partners. We have gotten a tremendous amount done together, and I will personally miss you. But I know you're not going to go far, so like I kind of holding it in check. Because when he told me that maybe a couple years ago that he was going to move, I had a much more emotional reaction on the phone. I'm you know, hoping you're much better tonight, but in all seriousness, thank you. Thank you. Serving is not for everyone. It's a great dedication. It's a lot of time away from your work and your family. We get $1 a year, of which we got the checks tonight. So we ask, as public servants, we give a lot. We give a tremendous amount to this community, and so thank you, Jack, thank you, Russ, thank you, Aaron, thank you, Kathy, thank you, Coach, thank you, Tom, for all that you have done with me, and we will continue to do going forward in 2019. January 1st, we will be back here at 12 o'clock, swearing in our new councilwoman, taking the oaths of office for Erin McElroy Barker, which will be awesome. Yes, and we look forward to a happy and healthy holiday and a prosperous new year. We are going to adjourn to go into executive session. We are not taking any official action, and we will be coming out. With that, have a happy and healthy holiday. Merry Christmas. And may I have a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
All in favor? Good night.